As to the 21-day call for action notice served on you and the board at last year's AGM, can you clarify what efforts have been made to settle the Meadow crime cases you promised Mr. Leahy and the shareholders you would address in respect of the individual cases, the folders of which I deposited at the reception last year?
Thank you, Mr. Neve. I think what I promised is that I would make sure that those cases were reviewed. As I understand it, there were 96 cases, and each of those has been reviewed, and we sent a response about the outcome of that. We have no evidence of any fraud that is alleged around our Bristol operations. That has been investigated by ourselves and, as I understand it, also by the police. We've gone through each of those 96 cases, and I would emphasize, if any individual who forms part of those cases wants to contact us, we would be very happy for that to happen. But we don't believe that anything in those 96 cases, most of them have either been already reviewed by us or actually are not to do with Lloyds at all. We have gone through them all very carefully, Mr. Neve. We spent a lot of time on this, including external legal time, to give ourselves comfort with the conclusion that we've come to. I know you won't agree with that, and again, I would emphasize that if any of those individuals wants to contact us directly, we would, of course, deal with them appropriately.
Who wants to discuss it, as is my wife. And our case references are Meadow 52 and 52A, and we have never heard from you or the board about these cases.
My understanding is that we responded to Mr. Leahy, who is the person who handed us the file on your behalf last year.
Yes, but we've been in direct discussion with the board and never got a reply since our home was confiscated in 2014. Miss Cheetham has never replied to my letters.
As you can imagine, we don't entirely agree with your characterization around that. This is something, as you know, that we've been discussing over many years, and unfortunately has also been considered in the courts, and we can't come to a conclusion on the outcome.
Can I refer you to clause 19 of the notice? And you certainly haven't addressed that issue.
If there are individual things, as I said at the outset, I think they are best dealt with outside this room with customer complaints, Mr. Neve.
Well, customer complaints are no use to us. We require...
I think that's what customer complaints are for, Mr. Neve.
Yes, but they're the blocks stopping us getting to you and the board.
We are not, as a board, the right people to deal with individual complaints. We have people who are highly specialized and who are very empathetic to the requirements of our customers. Sometimes we simply can't agree, and I know that that is the case here, and I'm very sorry that we are not able to agree.
Well, so you're refusing to continue any dialogue?
If you have any new information, any new evidence, we would be very happy to take that new information and new evidence.
But you haven't addressed the legacy issues.
As I've said, we have reviewed those issues, and we don't think that any further action is appropriate. But if you have any further evidence, any further information, we would, of course, review that as we have done the other evidence and information you've provided to us. Thank you. Mr. Fields.